Congrats on the win, my man.
Thank you.
I know for a while that the thing was like be like Joe Pyfer, but being Jack Hermansson is pretty damn good tonight.
It's pretty good. Tonight we're gonna be like Jack Hermansson.
Were you happy with your performance? You got that decision win. All three judges were on board. You did it. You got the hand raised.
There's different things, I'm very happy with the win, which is the most important thing, of course. But there's a lot of mistakes done in this fight that I need to fix on. To be in this sport is a constant learning process, and I learned a lot tonight.
What was that thing that you learned, or the thing that one thing you could have fixed? I know you're gonna really could critique it and sit down with the team, but give me one thing.
Leading up to the fight, I said this fight is about a hit without getting hit, but I got hit a couple of times there, especially the first 2 rounds. So one punch from Joe can be one too many. Tonight I fought through that and ended up on top, but it's dangerous to get hit in there. So I will continue to work on my defense and a lot of other stuff. I need to watch the fight again, and we're gonna start to pick on different things.
He definitely landed in those first 2 rounds, but while he was able to connect, what was equally impressive is your chin. You held up and really took those punches, but he also didn't close the distance. Why do you think that was?
It's hard to say. I think that if you see somebody swing at you, you manage to brace up, and that helps. It's the punches that you don't see that are dangerous. So I think that I managed to tense up and embrace before the connection with the punches. Maybe that was it. We used a lot of. We worked a lot on the ice, leading up to the fight. So I think some of the work that we did also helped me to protect myself.
Excellent. We saw, if we could pinpoint a specific time where like it was that ebb and flow, it totally shifted your way in round 3.
Yeah.
You landed a clean shot where he even looked away as if thinking maybe it was an eye poke.
Yeah.
But that was clean. Did you feel that was like, okay, I'm taking over now. I'm going to just, and especially your experience.
Yeah, that was a defining moment, and also when I started to land those calf kicks. So after that, it was just like the variation between the jab and the calf kick that got hard for him to read, and I think that was the shift there in the third, and I knew that, my conditioning is superior to anyone's, so I can keep that pace up for all 5 rounds.
And that, you beat me to the question. Even though you were away for a year, you let us know immediately that you were active, that you were still keeping eyes on things, working with guys. For someone who was away that long, your conditioning held up. It seems like you got stronger as the fight went on.
Yeah. I'm not one of those guys that is only training fight camp. I train year-round, and have done it since I started with this sport, and that's why I have that good conditioning, because I never take days off. I'm not just training when I'm in camp. I'm training every day, all year round.
That's awesome. It doesn't seem like you took much damage. It was an awesome fight, very entertaining 25 minutes. How soon do we get in there, and how quickly do you want to defend your ranking?
It's so much adrenaline after a fight, so we'll have to see how the body feels in the next couple of days, and then it's going to be easier to know. But it definitely is not going to take a year as it did the last time. So I'm hoping to fight at least 2 more times this year, and I can't wait to get back in there.
Excellent. Thank you, sir, and congratulations on the win.
Thank you so much.
I just have one for you. You mentioned legalizing MMA in Norway. Yeah. What's the status there? Like, how far? Does it sound like it could happen? Do you know anything about?
Well, before boxing was illegal as well. Boxing is now legal, so we can do boxing in Norway. And I think, it's time to get MMA legalized as well. Before I'm done with this sport, I'm gonna fight in Oslo. I have to fight in Oslo. It would be amazing to bring the sport to Norway. But I'm gonna need some help from all you guys in the media and the UFC and all the fans back home in Norway. We need to put some pressure on the politicians and show everybody that we really want this. You know, we love this sport, and yeah, I think we should decide for ourselves if we want to enjoy to watch and to train and to compete in MMA. So let's legalize MMA in Norway. And in the meantime, I would love to go back to my birth country, Sweden, and fight there.
Thank you.
Jack, leading up to the fight, did you feel like you were being used as a springboard for Joe Pyfer? Like he was getting all of the promotion, all of the hype. Like, did you feel that?
Yeah, I felt that. You know, like he didn't even have a ranking. I feel like he got more exposure than I did for this fight, but. I understand why. You know, he has an amazing story. He's coming up through the contender series, and he has a lot of eyes on him, and he should get a shot like this. But then you also need to perform to be able to take it to the next level. And I was not going to be that stepping stone.
With that being said, you know, you were the spoiler. You spoiled his hype, and you've done that throughout your career. So, like, how does that feel?
It feels good, you know, to show everybody that I'm up there. I'm one of the best middleweights in the world. That's just facts by now.
And you know, you mentioned you would like to fight Nasruddin Imavov. Is it just kind of makes sense? You guys fought back to back, and it kind of
yeah.
You're fighting up.
That's it. You know, I've just watched the rankings, and I fought a lot of guys up there, and obviously I can't come back with a fight with the unranked opponent and go direct to the top. So I need to fight someone that's closer to me in the rankings, and I think he makes the most sense at the moment.
There's somebody ranked 2 above you. You guys have had a wrestling match before with Khamzat. Would you be willing to fight Khamzat?
Of course, I'm willing to fight Khamzat. I know there's been talk of him and Cannonier and some of the other top names, so we'll see what is happening. But I will be open for that fight, and I would also love to fight Brandon Allen, but he's booked up with Vettori, and I think at the moment Imavov makes the most sense.
Speaking of fighting in Sweden, like you and Khamzat could headline a Sweden card.
Yeah, definitely. That would be amazing, actually. So we have Khamzat, we have Panik Jansad. And Anton Turkal, we have a lot of other Swedish. What? Yeah, Ivana, of course, Ivana, the other Norwegian fighter, and a lot of other Swedish fighters. So let's make a card in Sweden.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Jack, over here. You mentioned the fight between Marvin Vettori and Brendan Allen. I kind of just want to get your take on that. Who do you think is going to win that fight?
It's going to be a tough one. Really hard to predict, actually. Ooh. That's a 50-50. That's a really hard fight to predict. Vettori is almost impossible to finish, and he has great cardio. Brendan Allen has also been looking really good lately, so he probably going to be a war, and wouldn't surprise me if it goes the distance.
Nice. And I know you mentioned you want to fight in Sweden and obviously legalize mixed martial arts in Norway, but if it was up to you, and how would you want the rest of your career to look like in terms of your career trajectory in the UFC?
I want to fight in big arenas again. You know, I appreciate to be the main event here at Apex. It's really cool, but you know, when I was dreaming about becoming a UFC fighter, I dreamt about big arenas, and I've done that, and that's the most amazing feeling in the world. And that's what I want to do.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Definitely saw a difference in Joe going in that third round. Did you feel that you just kind of needed to weather an initial storm from him? Did he come out and play out how you thought he would, coming out strong at first?
Yeah, I did hope to do even better at the beginning than I did, but I knew that the fight was going to benefit me as long as it went. So I did expect that. But I did expect to do better in the first 2, so I'm not quite happy with myself there. But that's what we do. We will see what I did and learn from my mistake, and I will be a better version of myself in the next fight.
Was it just his timing was throwing you off a little bit, or what do you think was taking you a little bit in those first couple of rounds?
It's always hard to find the timing and find your rhythm and find your distance. With all the pressure, all the nerves, it takes some moments for it to settle in, and because you need to be ready the moment you step in there. But sometimes it's hard, and I guess I needed a couple of rounds to find my rhythm.
And then definitely in that last round, I think I, as well as some others, had that 2-2 going in there, but then you were able to secure that takedown. Was there something in you that kind of knew that if you could at least get the takedown, that would sort of secure that round for you?
Yeah, I thought that, and also Joe is powerful. He's dangerous until the last second of the fight. So I knew that, okay, let's seal the deal, let's get a takedown. My plan was to get a little bit more of the ground and pound going, but he kept really close, and he was fighting my hands well, so it's hard. I didn't want to give him too much distance to pop up, so it's hard to get the ground and pound going. Slightly frustrating, actually.
Yeah, well, you did a really good job of controlling him in that last round. The last thing for me, I guess, just going back to Joe, a lot of people were kind of hyping him up. Do you see him as a possible future contender? He's young, he's kind of still coming into it, but do you see greatness potentially in him for the future?
Yeah, I promise you, he's gonna do well. I'm 100% sure of it. Now he has this loss, and I'm sure he's just gonna grow from it. Joe seems like a great guy. He seems focused, and he's a dangerous fighter, and I don't see why he shouldn't be great.
Awesome. Congrats on the victory.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.